Now, there's another issue I want to talk to you about, and it won't be a surprise to any of you. And it's what's happening to this country. Because we can talk about stopping Harper, but we have to talk about what we're going to rebuild. And income inequality is at such a rate of disparity in Canada, we haven't seen it since 1929, these kind of levels. Where the top income earners, less than 1%, in some cases a tenth of 1%, control as much wealth as 90% of the population of this nation. And that's, first of all, we know it's not true. Even the IMF says this trickle-down stuff that Reagan and Thatcher talked about is bunk. Right? I mean, that report just came out the other day. But we've known that always. You've known that. But what's so scary about it is that this is what shakes the foundations of our economy. When you've got that much wealth, and there's only so many dollars in the system, don't forget, concentrated into so few hands, so that those who are supposed to drive the economy, us, by shopping locally, and ensuring that small businesses are supported and that jobs are created, haven't got the money to do so. And it starts to make us reevaluate all of the different campaigns we've had in the past, for instance, like not going into Walmart, which we shouldn't do. But how do you tell a low-income person who's making minimum wage that you can't go into Walmart when that's the only place they can afford to go? Because they also work there, right? So this stuff is important, and the other two parties don't talk about it. We talk about it, we understand it, and we have to do something to change it. And it's a hell of a lot more than just stopping Harper. It requires a government that's going to build something. And we've demonstrated, like we've just seen in Alberta, that we can move just as fast as they do when we establish leadership in a province, and we can do so in Canada as well. And we saw right after the swearing-in ceremony, a few things happened in Alberta that were just so exciting. Like the education crisis was solved overnight, right? And all it took was an injection of a little bit of cash. And that makes right-wingers go absolutely crazy, right? You're throwing money at the problem. Yeah, you created the problem by taking money away from it. Or fixing your mess. But there's other problems there as well. And it all comes from this concept of income inequality, where there's a certain segment of society, and it's a very small segment that has all the money, aren't paying their fair share into the system on which we all rely.
That's right.
Which is what creates the arguments that people like Brian Day can make, right? This system is broken. He doesn't want to talk about why it's broken. We know why it's broken, but they don't talk about that. All he talks about is his brand of solution, right? Which is, if you can't get what you need in this broken, slow, lazy public system, come over here down the road, and as long as you can pay for it, I'll make sure you can participate in it. The reality is we know so well, and as Tommy Douglas understood so well, not everybody can pay for that. In fact, the vast majority of folks can't pay for that. And until we ensure that the taxation system in this country, and provincially as well, is fair regardless of your income level, and progressive, that's the important piece, we're never going to be able to fix this system, and these folks are going to run away with everything. And that's what's happening. And I know that you understand that so well. Folks in my generation, I'll submit to you, don't understand it so well. And that's why I think it's so important that we work together, and why I rely on you so much in terms of letting me know where those cliffs are, and also reminding me how we got here in the first place. And that's something that you've done such a good job of, and I sure appreciate it, because we really have to get at turning this stuff around. And we can't just wait for the next election to do it. We have to ensure that these voices are raised and these issues are raised in a strong way in between elections. And so if we have to do a few rallies here and there, or if we have to do all of the good media stuff that you do and that we do, we'll continue to do that. But we have to continue to build a movement, because that's how we were founded. We have, as a labor movement, turned also into an institution. We have, as I said before, the Diane Elwood Union Center in Prince George. We have physical brick and mortar around us. We shouldn't be afraid of that. We shouldn't think of that disparagingly. But we also have to remember that within that brick and mortar is a movement. And outside is a movement. And it takes a movement to change these things. And you understand that so well. You all lived through Operation Solidarity and all the fights that we had before and after that. And that's what it takes to turn this stuff around. And we've only ever been able to do it together. and we're only ever going to be able to do it together. And that's what I look forward to working with you in the future, and making sure that when the cliffs do come, and you've seen those before, you'll give us a kick and a nudge and say, you might want to try it differently this time, and maybe you'll have success where we didn't in the past. And I sure appreciate that leadership and that mentorship, and I'm so much looking forward to working with all of you going forward. Thanks so much for your time.